Next up is the Slim Reaper, KD.
KD.
I just say this. Walk over to another area. KD, he's going to probably go down as having the best offensive skill set in the NBA. But as talented as he is, I feel like there's no way that he probably shouldn't have won 3 or 4 rings. I think he had the talent to do that. Your first finals, you was young. I give you that pass, but you go and average 30 on 50% shooting. A lot of those games were winnable. They beat a hell of a Spurs team. I really think that Spurs team in 2012 was better than that team in 2014. And they beat those guys. You get what I'm saying? They came back from down 2-0 and they beat those guys. I don't know. I think he had gained a lot of respect last year for going out and competing, being a professional. Unlike his teammates were this year, because both those guys, Kyrie and Harden, did get injured last year, but this year was no excuse. But I would just say, unfortunately, he got a lot of that goodwill that I think he gained last year. He gave it back. Just by, like, cause to me, I don't even hold, he lost, he will be judged for getting swept. But I'm more disappointed in the trade request than you getting swept. Like, at some time in your life, man, you have to go out and compete. And this is just, whether he wants to or not, these guys want to come up with new ways to judge how we critique basketball players. He has top-level talent that he has enough by himself to go out and get a ring. We've seen Giannis do it. We've seen everyone in the Giannis tier on, as far as the top guys that he's talking about, go out and accomplish those things. And the fact that he just seems to run away from that, he puts his own self on that number 2 level. And the crazy part, I won't even say number 2, but it's like he want to always be like the 1A, 1B. He want to be a mercenary. Mm-hmm. He want to be a mercenary. He want to be a weapon. He doesn't want to be the engine for some odd reason. And I just think that's what's just going to be disheartening when we see his career wrapped up at the end.
KD, my top 15.
He's top 15.
But it's like he could have been, he got the talent and all that. There's no way he should have been top. I say 9. 8 or 9.
KD gonna retire with 1 MVP.
Yep.
The thing about Kevin Durant is he's made us like dive into our bag with knowing how to rank, because you're talking about skill set and talent and being the guy that could put you over the top. Like, all that is true. You're also the guy that said he doesn't want to have to lead. And then you're like, dang, well, if that's a part of the equation for greatness, how do we judge it? And if remember I tagged you in that post that we put up when he was thinking about leaving Golden State, and I said, I hope he does what he wants to do, because if he doesn't win another ring, they are going to kill him. So I hope he does what makes him happy. Obviously, he didn't do what made him happy because he wants to leave the place that he went to. So skill set, game, like, that's undeniable. It's undeniable. But it's kind of confusing. Can you build a championship team around him? Because you kind of did in OKC, because they went to the finals. But we don't know, because he didn't finish. That could have been his only finals in OKC. You went to the squad that listen. If Paul George goes to that Golden State team, they win that championship the next year too. Let's keep it a buck. That doesn't mean that KD ain't a dog and he wasn't the best player on the court. That ain't what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that wasn't a difficult task. Then you get to your own squad, what you asked for, and then they gave you everything that you asked for. And then you like, I want to break up. I don't like y'all no more. I'm confused. I don't even know how to rank him because if you take everything into consideration, my entire top 10 and top 15 fought through some stuff to get to being top 10 and top 15 on my list. Every last one of them. Whether it was overcoming a rival, whether it was overcoming a bad roster, whether it was going through a down period where you had to break through and beat another team that was already champion, all of my top 15 have done that. But not all of them are better basketball players than Kevin Durant. So I don't even know how to rank the dude. It's difficult for me because I don't know how to do it with all the context involved.
I feel you.
Because what that means to me is if he would have went through what little bitty Steph went through the last 2 years, he would have asked how to go to state.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
what
he run when it get hard, man. That's when the times get hard.
He definitely did. If you don't want to play with Ben Simmons and Kyrie, you definitely wouldn't play with Kent Bazemore
and Pascal.
Damian Lee.
Durant got to stay in Brooklyn, man, because ain't no way. Because like you said, Minnesota, they asked Minnesota for Anthony Edwards. They must be crazy. Like Anthony Edwards and Ed Carlton Town and some draft picks. Like, you gonna beat it with just you and Bird. That's not a championship team.
I think Brooklyn faking. I think they don't want to trade him, so they're asking for trades that they know ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they been trying to
trade
him. Like, yeah, not really.
They've been coming up with all these memes. They're like, Brooklyn asked the Lakers for LeBron, AD, and 5 first-round draft picks.
Wow.
Bruh. Think about this, though. If you Brooklyn and KD is about to be 34, and we might have a lockout after next season, can he just say, nah, I ain't going to hoop? Can he really do that? Because that means you sit out a year, you don't really hoop because you don't want to be here, you disgruntled. We have a lockout, because I believe there's going to be a lockout because this crazy stuff like this is going on. So now you 37?
I think
that's the risk you willing to take? Because I'm a billionaire.
It's either going to be a lockout or owners are going to start pushing to make contracts not fully guaranteed.
Yeah, and the players going to push back.
Yep. Of course the players going to push back,
and that's going to cause a lockout.
The problem is you're going to have them guys that are like, well, fuck it, I'll take my chance and get my $9 million to see because I need it. They got expenses. Yeah. You know, the players don't prepare for it. And that's why I say, look, unfortunately, I know we want to take the players' side, but I'm in corporate America. I'm choose to work for food. They pull out bullshit policies like I'm forced to rotate every 4 months. I got to go from day shift to afternoon. I'm choosing to work within their ecosystem. I can either work within it or I go work for another company. But I can't force them to stop me. I can't say, well, I'm going to sit out because I don't want to rotate. They're going to be like, bro, you can get the hell on there.
Yeah. Peace.
And that's what I'm saying with the players. Like, do it, but don't overdo it. You do it the way LeBron did it. He said, and it took a lot of risks, but he had the money. He was keeping control by doing 1+1s, 2+1s. It wasn't I just got 4 years on my deal. I'm going to sit out and not play for you.
Yeah, Bron played all his contracts.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. I'm like, don't go overboard with it. I'm all for keeping your power.
Yeah.
They can trade you whatever they want. F them, F the owners, F the GMs. Yeah. But at the same time, you got to be a professional in your own right. Yeah. And there's just ways you do that.
He could have got to learn how to do math. Listen, if I'm talking this junk and I'm 28, I got a lot more confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm coming off an injury and I've only played 90 games in the last 3 years, you got to calculate your numbers right, man. Like if we play the waiting game, who's gonna win?
The math gotta match.
Right.
The poker, you gotta have the right poker chips.
Ben Simmons set out a year, but how old is Ben Simmons?
24, 25?
That's a huge difference between you about to be 34 and you've already been injured. Now,
and two, the ownership knows and the GM knows that you have a small window to compete for championships.
Yeah.
So the fact that his team just weird. They can't have it both ways. If they wanted to force this leverage, don't go out and sign. But then they probably thankful that they signed that contract because he got injured this past year.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways.
They like, hey, listen, man, I don't want to be here. I want you to trade me. But when you trade me, I want you to make sure the other team keep their star players. All right? Go. What?
Teams do stuff like that when you have been vested in the franchise. And why I say that is Detroit knew they could have got a better offer if they traded Matt Stafford to Carolina. They could have got the 8th pick in the draft.
Uh-huh.
But, and this is what I tell people, Matt been a part of the community. He gave them 12 years. They said, I'm going to do you a solid, send you to a competitor. Now, it's been other situations where guys got screwed over, but they looked at him like family and did him a solid. Yeah. KD, you ain't put in that type of time with these guys. You
don't even know you like that.
Years.
Right.
Thank you. And then, too, and this is just the thing about being men. They signed you knowing you weren't going to play the first year.
Yeah.
Paid you to rehab. Thank you. They said we'll take that L.
And they didn't.
And trade our guy.
And they never wanted Kyrie.
They never wanted him.
Right.
And then another thing, they even did the fact, the only reason why DeAndre Jordan got a contract is because they said you got to bring him in too.
Yeah.
Steve Nash. It's just all about.
And I got a question because this irritates me. Why not ask for Chauncey Billups? Why'd you ask for Steve Nash? Why not ask for Sam Cassell? Why not ask for?
You already know why.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear what you're saying, but it's a difference in bringing in Steve.
Well, I don't know.
Nash.
Chauncey might fight you, so you might not want.
I was just about to say that. These guys will fight you, call you out.
Yeah. All that sucker stuff.
Unfortunately, and I'm seeing it in today, I don't want to go off on a tangent because I know we got to get to the other classes. I mean, these guys want accountability-free environments.
Yes.
And it just doesn't work like that. You have to, when you're a guy, and that's just us, right? You do a solid, even though this on a small level. You hop on our lives. You answer our questions, you engage. And I know you wouldn't look at it this way, or you might have felt some type of way. But if you set this meeting and we just blew your meeting on, you will look at us like F us. We would look weird if you hop on our lives all the time, give us content, he posts you on his page, and you ask to have a discussion, and we blew you off. That would just look disrespectful. Or we blew you off with no meaning and then rescheduled or anything, or made an effort to try to make this meeting.
Right. I literally had it on my schedule at 10. I got the wrong 10. I'm talking about 10 Eastern time.
I was dozing off in my office. I was dozing off in my office. Damn. This is my boss, man. I'll try to get back on.
Okay. Sure. Well, we almost done. Yeah.
All right, Troy.
We so Durant, we talk about Durant, talent wise, skill wise, or whatever. He's up there. It's the other stuff when you talk about greatness, building around somebody, being able to trust them with your franchise. And to be honest with you, let's keep it a buck, because people talk about this clutch thing and all that, and who's this and who's that. What I do know is Game 7, OKC versus Golden State, down the stretch, Kevin Durant did not play well. That's a fact to go to the NBA Finals. They have a basketball breakdown on how they stopped him. Fast forward to where you're no longer playing on a team where you get to play one-on-one, because Kenny Smith said the best one-on-one player in the world gets to play one-on-one now because he's in Golden State and they can't double him. That's a blessing, right? But then you get here where Boston defends you in a different way, and now you look the same way, or actually you look worse than you did in Game 7 versus Golden State.
Right. Worse.
So the last two times I saw you in high leverage, I'm sorry, we give him all the credit for his performance against Milwaukee. But 2 out of the last 3 times I saw you in high leverage situations, you didn't look good. You didn't look great, and nobody is saying that. Like, nobody is. That's a part of the narrative because it actually happened. So we have to count the good with the bad. So I just don't. I have no idea where I have to rank Kevin Durant when I look at everything involved. If I was just going off talent and skill,
you can't just go by talent. Yeah, like you said, yeah. We're going by talent, then T-Mac could be over Dwayne Wade. Like, it's not even a question, right?
Right. So
T-Mac could be over Wade.
I'm hoping that he stays in Brooklyn and reaches the NBA Finals so that I can figure this out. But the next set of guys is